After a unit lesson on the Middle Ages and medieval art, we are going to be drawing an illuminated letter. So an illuminated letter was part of an illuminated manuscripts, which are handwritten books with painted decorations. And the decorations were usually initials, borders, or miniature illustrations throughout the book. So an illuminated letter was usually the first letter of a page or a paragraph in the illuminated manuscript. So the letter was always really, really big and in really bright colors. And the decorations were painted with gold or silver leaf, which helped to light up or illuminate the book for the reader while the rest of the text remained black. So the images also used around the letter were used to enhance the letter, and they included things like animals, plants, and mythological creatures. So instead of just doing one enlarged letter with the manuscript here, we are going to make one large illuminated letter. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to be using a ruler. I have a pencil, and you're going to want something that will be your silver or gold. It could be paint, it could be a crayon, whatever you can get a gold or silver color with. I'm using these paint markers, which work really, really well. They come in both silver or gold. I think Sharpie has both metallics as well, and we are going to begin. So I am going to start by making a border around the entire edge, and I'm just going to take the edge of my ruler and match it up to the edge of my paper. I call that even Steven, and I'm going to draw a line straight down, and I'm going to do that to all four sides. And now I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm going to line up the edge of the ruler to the frame that I just created. And the letter is going to go right inside of that. And now I am going to start my letter. I am going to do the letter A, and I am going to build from the center, and I'm going to make sure that my letter goes into these borders. And a lot of these lines will be erased, but I'm going to leave them there just to make sure that they are overlapping and going over and through those borders. So when you create your illuminated letter, you can always just start with your printed letter. So to keep this really, really simple, I'm just going to do a big letter A really lightly, just to get the idea of the shape of my letter. And now I can think about how I can make this really, really fancy and add some interesting things to the tips or the edges. So maybe to this side, I just want to make it a thicker line, and I'm going to go all the way down, maybe to about here. And you can get tons of ideas online. If you look up illuminated manuscript coloring sheets, you'll find beautiful work, which is where I'm getting a lot of my ideas from. And then maybe over here, I'm gonna make it a little curvy and maybe a fancy little shape right here. And then I'll keep going. So to the ends of your letters or to the corners, you always want to do something a little fancy. I'm going to do a curve here. Maybe another little curve there. And for this part of my A, remember that's there. And remember, those are the guidelines to help you draw your letter. And again, all of these other lines that we're seeing behind the letter, you can always erase later. So down here, I'm going to add another little fancy swirl. So there is my letter. I have it overlapping the border. It's nice and large, and now I can think about what I want to add to the inside of my letter and around the letter. So remember, the decorations that were used around the letter were meant to enhance the letter. So a lot of times in the Middle Ages, animals, plants, or even mythological creatures were added to the background. I am going to keep it to nature, and I'm going to do mostly plants and flowers. You can draw whatever you like, and you can make it more modern if you like. You can even, like I said, look up some ideas online. Once your letter is finished, and you can see I added tons of details, the fancier the better. Now I'm going to outline it with a black Sharpie just so that I can really see what is what, and then go back in and erase some of those lines that I do not need anymore. I might still keep some of my border lines, which will help me differentiate from two different colors when I do go to color it. But now I'm just going to go ahead and outline it with my black Sharpie. I have all my designs drawn out, and now whatever I don't want, I'm going to erase. And you can see that as I was tracing over with my black, I even chose to add extra details. And that's the beauty of doing these illuminated manuscripts. You can just keep adding more and more details to it, always making sure to make the letter the focal point or the most important part of your image. And once you have everything erased, you're going to choose what areas you want to be really highlighted and illuminated. Again, you can do it with either gold or silver. And once you have those areas all done in your gold or silver, then you can add your other colors. You can choose to do it with crayons if that's all you have at home, with fine tip markers to get into some of those really small little details. Even paint with a small paintbrush, whatever you have at home, using really bright colors and making sure to use tons of the silver or the gold. So with this gold marker, you kind of have to press down every once in a while to get the liquid to come down. That's why I was using that little card. But anyway, I want to lift this up so that you can see the gold. That shine is just beautiful. And I'm definitely going to add some more gold around the back and in some of the areas around the natural flowers and leaves and things like that. And then I'll go in and I'll add some color. Here are two others that I've been working on. So I have the letter D here and the letter C. I'll definitely be adding some more of the gold here and then some really bright colors. And here is the final product of the letter A.